what's up? This is Casey with another episode of the show I don't have a name for. Today's shirt of the day is a sweet Star Trek, live long and prosper shirt. So, my name is Casey, of course, and today we're going to talk about me, of course, and I also have epilepsy. So, today we're going to just talk about my pills and kind of sort of my experience with my pills. I found out I had epilepsy about 9 years ago, and it's been probably one of the most defining, most horrible things of my life. And I've kind of come to my doctor and I have kind of sort of figured out the right mixture of pills to take. It's been a very trial and error science of us doing this thing. I take this envelope in the morning, these two pills, these two big guys in the afternoon, and these two at night. One thing about all these pills is they make me really tired. So sometimes I'm just exhausted. When I first started taking them, I needed to sleep for 12 or 13 or 14 hours a day, which was one of my big side effects. So my doctor prescribed me Adderall, which you give to kids with ADHD. And I have a very, very low tolerance to drugs of just about any kind. So what he prescribed me is half of what you would give to, a kid who's about 100 pounds or 50 kilos or whatever. So I take 2.5 milligrams, even though you would give 5 milligrams to, a regular kid in elementary school. The side effects of the reason I don't drink coffee is caffeine, for me, I've noticed, is a trigger for my seizures. I can drink about a third to half of a cup of coffee, and then I spike really high and I drop really low, and that low point is when I am in really big danger of having a seizure. These Adderall pills are great. I don't really bounce off the walls or anything, but I am awake. And I'm doing my job and I'm doing everything, blah, blah, blah. But the problem is at 12, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, I'm still awake. So maybe I take some Xanax or a sleeping pill. My mom sent me some melatonin from home. And also, I take the Xanax sometimes just because having epilepsy is stressful. Xanax is a pill you take if you're stressed out. And stress for me is another trigger for my epilepsy. And epilepsy is stressful. I've had seizures at work. I've had seizures on planes. I've had seizures on dates. I've had seizures in bars. I've had seizures on job interviews. I've been called retard before. I've been, all of these things you can think of. It's affected my life. I've been told I should never swim again. I should never run, lift weights, play video games, go places with flashing lights. I should just live in my parents' basement and, do whatever, So that's just very stressful. So I take it. I don't take it very often, but I take them sometimes. Just to kind of fight the stress. But, sometimes it is a vicious cycle because you got to take one in the morning, you got to take one at night. Unfortunately, they're both white for some reason. But it wasn't always this way. had different pills and I had different side effects. The first pill I took in about 2011 or 2012, there's a big year I don't remember. I had a girlfriend and I just forgot everything. I would forget important, we had an important date or a party. I must have met her friends 10 different times and forgotten her friends' names 15 different times. She would send me to the grocery store for this, that, and the other thing, and I would buy everything except for that stuff. She was, rightfully so, angry with me. For some reason, I stopped paying my rent on time, and because I thought I was supposed to pay my rent on the 15th, not the 1st. I was getting in trouble at work because I was, not showing up at the right time just because I forgot what time I was supposed to show up. There was another set of pills that just gave me stomach issues, and I really apologize to anybody who sat next to me in that office. Probably stunk really bad. I hope they didn't have good senses of smell. One set of pills just made me gain lots of weight. I started taking these pills, and next thing I knew, half of my clothes could barely fit inside of them. Another one gave me really rapid mood swings. A common thing for me is these pills. A lot of them are downers, so I'm constantly excuse me, I'm constantly tired. So, I've fallen asleep standing up, fallen asleep while I'm brushing my teeth, stuff like that. Like I said, there's the depression. I got prescribed Prozac with all this stuff, but Prozac it made me sick. I didn't like it at all. I took another set of epilepsy pills and made everything tilted, and it made everything kind of a shade of green, which I think the minute I could go back to the doctor, I demanded a different set of pills. I just did not like that at all. These pills that I'm on right now are great, but I'm having a new set of problems. So we're just going to pretend what I'm pointing at right now. It's kind of the corner of my eye. And out of the corner of my eye, right about here, is I'm having hallucinations from now and then. Maybe 2 or 3 or 4 times a day. I'm seeing people, like little people about this tall, maybe about hip height, and I feel like they're watching me, and I can't tell if they're watching me or trying to sell me something or taking photos of me or just, about to mug me or something, but it's distracting, and it's, like I said, there's some anxiety, there's some depression, and maybe some paranoia that goes in with having epilepsy and all these drugs that I have to take, and I don't know if I should look, is this an old Korean lady or is this some weird Korean dude or whatever. I don't know if you know this, but I live in Korea. Are they going to try and rob me or sell me something or just annoy me? And then I turn around and it's a rock. I turn around and it's nothing, or it's an air conditioner. And it might not seem like a big deal, but if I cross the street, I have to look 3 or 4 or 10 times when I cross the street. When I'm at the gym, whenever I'm on the treadmill or something, I feel like there's somebody standing behind me, kind of just being rude and standing way too close to me, especially in the time that we're doing social distancing. It feel like there's just somebody kind of breathing down my neck constantly. It's just uncomfortable. So that's my newest side effect from the drugs that I'm on. It's certainly not a fun side effect. It's not a hallucinogen that you would want to be in. It's to see creepy little leprechauns. But what's the barter here? Having less seizures or having hallucinations? Hallucinations. You know, I'm having less seizures than I've ever had, but now I'm seeing little monster people. So it's, again, stressful. One thing is, I would just like to be normal. Alright? Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of this. And if you liked the video, go ahead, give me a like or whatever. If you don't like the video, why don't you tell me why? Okay? Thanks for watching. You're the best.